My name is Kalisha. I'm a program manager for the Anzisha Prize at African Leadership Academy. The Anzisha Prize is Africa's biggest award for young entrepreneurs, processed within the age range 15 to 22. The Anzisha Prize was first formed at African Leadership Academy as an innovation prize to recognize young Africans who were solving problems within their communities. It has since grown into not just an award for innovation, but an award for entrepreneurship more broadly, as well as into a support program. So each year, the Anzisha Prize receives applications from across Africa. Applicants from every African country are welcome to apply, and it's our ultimate goal to have a fellow from each and every country on the continent. We review those applications and we select 12 finalists for the prize. The criteria for selecting these finalists include they have to be entrepreneurs who have active businesses that are actually currently ongoing. The businesses have to demonstrate an impact in their community. They have to be scalable. They have the potential to grow either in revenue or in number of beneficiaries reached or in a number of employees that are part of the organization. We also look at leadership potential for the entrepreneur. Because ultimately our goal is to help youth, employ youth, but also help youth see that entrepreneurship is a viable route for them to pursue career-wise. We are hoping that the more youth see other youth who are being successful, we can start to shape the narrative of what entrepreneurship looks like in Africa, particularly in that youth segment. From when the prize was created to the present, it has grown significantly. We currently have 56 fellows who are in the program from 20 different African countries. Our fellows have access to a support program, which we have added as of last year. Our support program is called the Youth Entrepreneur Support Unit, and it helps the fellows with business consulting services, with access to network, with access to expertise in order to help them scale their businesses. And that's a very compelling value proposition, we believe, for young entrepreneurs, because they don't particularly have many offerings or support systems that are available to them to help in the scaling of their ventures. So there are a number of reasons why we've chosen this very niche space. One, we believe that entrepreneurship cannot be taught, but can be learned through practice. And so we focus on entrepreneurs while they are still young, giving them the opportunity to learn and to practice, to be supported while they are still early, such that they will grow into these very accomplished African leaders and African entrepreneurs who run large businesses. It's never too early to start. Secondly, the younger age bracket is currently not a key focus across the continent entrepreneurship-wise. So it's a niche space in which we would like to focus so that we can make an impact early and that we can work with a group that we believe is largely overlooked. Thirdly, our ultimate goal is youth employment, and we believe that youth tend to employ their peers and they tend to employ other youth. The jobs crisis in Africa, particularly for youth, is undisputable. We have a very huge and growing youth population, and it's essential to come up with ways that they can be gainfully employed in order to avoid social problems and constraints into the future as that population gets bigger and bigger. So that is why we focus on Africa's youngest entrepreneurs. So the competition portion for the prize is just the first step in a lifelong partnership with our fellows. So from the competition, finalists receive prize money. This is our way of injecting capital into the fellow businesses. The grand prize is $25,000 US dollars. A runner-up prize was $15,000. Then a second runner-up prize was $12,500. We also have some sector-specific prizes. Last year we had one in agriculture, and we'll have an agriculture sector-specific prize as well this year. And then all the other finalists receive $2,500 to inject into their businesses. Thereafter, these fellows are now part of our fellowship, and we integrate them into the African Leadership Academy network and community. We offer business consulting services, supporting with particular problems that they might be facing in their businesses. This could be anything from further refinement and improvement of the business model. It could be putting in processes for marketing and for sales. It could be helping them with systems for financial management and tracking, with our aim being to help them with the fundamentals of the business to enable that business to then grow. We also support all the fellows in our program with access to global speaking opportunities. We support with financing. We attend conferences with them if they need support and help with speaking readiness in that sense. We have networking events that we support them with as well. We have 4 regional gatherings a year, during which fellows from one in East Africa, North Africa, West Africa, and one in Southern Africa get together and share learnings from how their businesses are going. They engage socially, but they also engage intellectually. So starting, the prize is just the starting point. It's a lifelong fellowship that follows. What we would like to see is a celebrated entrepreneur, young entrepreneur in every African country. So we have reached about half of Africa now, but we would like to spread that even further. So we'd like to have an Anzisha Fellow in every African country. Some countries, countries such as Nigeria, are quite well represented in our fellow pool, but we're hoping to access North Africa much more, Francophone Africa much more. We also would like to see more women entrepreneurs being celebrated. Entrepreneurship is not a strange area for women to focus on, but in that young age group that we've been looking at, the numbers of women who applied to our program has been at about 30% of the applicant pool. We would like to see that grow so that we can tell the story of strong African women who are solving African problems much more so. As we go, we'd like us to grow our program. We will be getting bigger in each year. We're currently only taking 12 fellows a year. We're going to grow that number to 15 fellows per year. We also like to expand the support services that we give to our fellows to help with business scaling. Let's start focusing more on access to finance in order to help our fellows make a step change in the growth of their businesses. At the end of the day, we would just like to see entrepreneurship, particularly youth entrepreneurship, be just commonplace and be one of the things that young people aspire to as they think about creating a livelihood for themselves as well as for their peers. So we are inspired by just the brilliance and energy that is inherent in our African youth. I can give you some examples of fellows who are in our program. Here in South Africa, we have Kola Olajide, who founded Funda Technology and is creating education technology platforms that are being used even at university levels, such as at the African Leadership University. In Ghana, we have Winifred Selby, who co-founded Ghana Bamboo Bikes and has created a transportation option that is lower cost, friendly to the environment, and just viable for her community. We have so many similar similar stories. In Uganda, we have Andrew Mpuya, who is a manufacturer of paper bags, who was grown from starting his business with just $14 of his pocket money to being the largest producer of paper bags in his home market in Uganda. And all of these individuals were under the age of 22 when they entered into our program. So the human stories behind these entrepreneurs and just how much they can achieve is such a big inspiration to us, and would like it to inspire other African youth as well. The potential that we see is just completely immeasurable. But the problem is that it is not visible outside of the young entrepreneurs community. And we want to help to create that visibility. The visibility not only helps other youth to see, it also helps to grow the business of that particular individual, because it gives them access to new markets, and it gives them credibility as a service provider outside of their home state. So what we would like to see at the end of the day is a shaping of the African youth entrepreneurial story by Africans, told by Africans, and with the profiles that we see being of prominent young Africans. We currently are in the process of receiving applications for the next cohort of fellows. Our applications have been open for about 6 weeks now, and we will be closing on the 15th of April. And in order to apply, one can apply at anzishaprize.org/apply. And we have open applications in English, in French, in Portuguese, as well as in Arabic, in order to be completely inclusive. So that's at anzishaprize.org.